Yo! I made this crappy video to explain this game to my friends who just picked up Black Ops 3 for the first time and thought that putting it on YouTube would just be easier than me having to explain what is going on every time that we play. But now it's also here for others to watch if you're in the same situation and aren't sure what to do, where to start, or if you like zombies and have never played it before. In this video, I will be describing and detailing the basics of COD Zombies and what makes it special, and later we'll be going into specifics about the technical game mechanics. I will have each segment timestamped in the description and on the video for your convenience as well. I will also be focusing on vanilla content from World at War to Black Ops 3, meaning no modded/workshop content, Infinity Ward zombies, or games past Black Ops 3. This video will also be focused on the mechanics and gameplay from Black Ops 3 because of the player counts. I want it to be known that I am not a YouTuber and I'm not good at this. Please be nice to me. No matter what level you load into, there is so much to take in right away. You're in a place you've maybe never seen before and zombies are already coming after you. So, what should you be doing? On the side of your screen, you can see your points right here. In Black Ops 3, your points are on this side of the screen instead. As your points go up, you can spend them on gun wall buys, open new doors, and buy perks from the perk machines. These are wall buys. You can purchase these weapons and try them out, and when you run out of ammo, you can buy them for half the original price until it is upgraded, in which it will cost 4,500 points instead. Do not worry too much about what you should be spending your points on right away. Just go open a door or buy a gun, simple and easy. Essentially, in layman's terms, go play the game. Now, typically experienced players don't even go for any wall buys. Our players like to gamble at what is known as the mystery box. For 950 points, you can spin the mystery box and it will give you a random gun. In the early game, typically any of these guns are useful unless it's the SMR or the War Machine, but if you're playing Black Ops 3, that doesn't matter. When you use the mystery box too much, you'll likely get a teddy bear. Once this happens, the box will move to a different location. You can locate it again by looking into the sky and seeing the big blue beam shining down on its new location. If the box moves on you, you don't lose the points you spent on it and are rather refunded the points you spent. Spinning the mystery box might get expensive quick, so how can you get more points? Killing zombies in a specific way can earn you more or less points. In the early rounds, you should be knifing the zombies to get maximum value out of your first few kills, but don't put yourself in danger. Putting yourself closer to zombies is typically bad because the zombies can easily windmill the crap out of you and down you instantly. But show no fear because your knife can do good damage, and you can literally just back up, let them swipe at you, then knife them again if you didn't already kill them. However, later in the game, zombies will get quicker and start running or even sprinting at you, either on or near round 3. So you're going to want to stop knifing and start shooting. Doing damage to a zombie earns you 10 points per shot, and if you kill them, you get 60 points. If you blow them up, you get 50 points. If you shoot off their neck, you get 70 points, and if you score a headshot, you get 100 points. Stabbing a zombie to death earns you a golden 130 points. There are plenty of methods to maximizing your incurrence of points, but do what you're comfortable with and just start racking them up. If you've made it through a few rounds, you've more than likely been hit by a zombie. In World at War Black Ops 1 and 2, players only have 2 hit points. But in Black Ops 3, you have 3 HP. Nice! This health regenerates over time and it doesn't take very long to recharge. You've also probably noticed that the zombies have a chance to drop some green pick-upables. These are power-ups that slightly alter your gameplay for 30 seconds. Zombies have a chance to drop insta-kills, double points, a nuke, or a max ammo. On some maps, they can even drop some extra money or even a death machine. Their names are pretty self-explanatory, but an insta-kill allows you to kill zombies instantly, meaning it's a good time to get your knife out and earn some extra points. Double points doubles your point income. So start spraying your gun and get as many kills as you can. Picking up a nuke will wipe out all the zombies currently alive and awards you with 400 points. Receiving a max ammo will replenish all players' reserve ammo, so be sure to reload before picking it up. Getting a pickup applies to everyone in the game, so anyone you're playing with receives the buff as well. It's also important to note that in some maps, including Origins, you have a drop called Zombie Blood, which allows you to be ignored by zombies for 30 seconds. When you receive a teddy bear from the mystery box at least once, you now have a chance to get a fire sale drop from zombies, meaning that the mystery box will spawn in all locations and will only cost 10 points. Let's talk about guns. Guns are essential to kill zombies. You need guns, you want guns, but which ones should you want? I'm going to put it straightforward and simple. Never use an SMG unless it's the PDW or the Weevil. Every SMG in Zombies is a puny little pebble gun that will do nothing for you but rack up some points. It will put you in a lot of danger. The PPSH and Bootlegger are okay, but they will only last you a little longer than other SMGs. Typically, all assault rifles are useful. The Galil, FNFAL, HVK, MTAR, ICR, Commando, M16, these are all viable and should be used according to your playstyle, as each Call of Duty has the same stats for different guns that are literally just a reskin of one another. Shotguns are much different though, because in Black Ops 1 they aren't very useful at all. In Black Ops 2, the only viable shotgun is the KSG, and that literally only shows up in Origins. In Black Ops 3 though, every shotgun is worthwhile except the Argus, which falls off way sooner than it should. Never, ever use pistols unless you plan on pack-a-punching your M1911 starting pistol to give yourself a famous Mustang and Sally. Should you ever punish yourself to use a sniper in Zombies, use an L96, DSR, Scavenger, or Draken. Draken is handy in Easter eggs, as it isn't much of a sniper and more of a surgical/marksman rifle. If you get an LMG, use it, and more than likely pack-a-punch it. They are your greatest ammo supply and damage factor, however they weigh you down and make you run and walk slower. The HK-21, RPD, Hammer, Dingo, BMR are all viable, and literally forget about the rest and don't bother with them. I highly recommend against using any rocket launcher as well, since they are so ammo deficient and self-dangerous. However, the Black Ops 2 RPG is okay when pack-a-punched. By this point, you've hopefully figured out how to buy a door and a gun. However you did it, that's great, but now what should you be using your points on? As I mentioned before, each map, except for Nocturne on Toten and Bus Depot, has a number of perk machines around. Sometimes their location is random, sometimes their location is fixed, meaning that on certain maps like the Giant or Shadows of Evil, the perk may not be there in the same location twice, while on other maps the perk is always in the same location. To kick off the list, there's Quick Revive. It costs 500 points if you are playing alone, but if you're playing in multiplayer it costs 1500 points. If you are playing solo, Quick Revive is a good perk to have if you are learning how to play the game. If you go down in solo, there isn't anybody to revive you. Having Quick Revive means that you can self-revive and keep playing. In multiplayer, Quick Revive cuts the time to revive a teammate in half, which can be important in a high round game or if your friend sucks at zombies. Double Tap Root Beer. Having Double Tap increases the player's fire rate and bullet damage. This is great to have with an assault rifle or an LMG for massive damage. In World at War and Black Ops 1, this only increases fire rate and not bullet damage. Speed Cola. Speed Cola allows the player to reload twice as fast. This is important for those using heavy weapons like LMGs or guns that have a ridiculously slow reload time like the Wonderwa. Juggernog. In the later rounds, it will be somewhat harder to survive. Having Juggernog quickly fixes that, and allows you to be hit 2 more times before going down. This perk is essential and should be purchased as soon as possible. PhD Flopper. PhD is a fan favorite that got demolished by Treyarch and is hardly around anymore for some reason. PhD gives the player invulnerability to explosive damage and fall damage. In Black Ops 1 and 2, if you dolphin dive from a great height, you would explode. This is the most fun perk ever. Stamina Up makes the player sprint faster and longer. Very important for players running trains in tight spaces or doing Easter egg steps. Stamina Up is one of my favorite perks and I love it to death. Watch these zoomies, watch me go, watch me do it, watch me go, I'm fast. Mule Kick gives the player a third weapon slot. This can be pretty powerful, but it is risky. If you go down, you lose all of your perks, meaning that you lose your third weapon if you have Mule Kick. I highly recommend putting a wall by, a wonder weapon, or a weapon that you can pick back up, like a bow or a staff, in your third weapon slot. That way, if you do end up losing your gun, you can go and get it back real easy. Deadshot Daiquiri. Completely useless if you don't play with a controller, and even if you do, it's still pretty useless. Allows players to snap to zombies' heads when aiming down sights, slightly reduces weapon sway when aiming down sights, and hardly improves auto-aim features. Tombstone Soda. This perk sucks. Only useful for exploits or if your friend is too lazy to revive you. This perk basically incentivizes death, where if you bleed out after getting downed, you drop a tombstone you can pick up after you respawn, allowing you to keep your weapons and any perks prior to your death. Electric Cherry. Whenever you reload, your character releases a circle of electricity around themselves, damaging any zombies in the vicinity. Who's Who. This perk kinda sucks. It's a lot like Tombstone, it just incentivizes death. When you are downed, you are spawned in as a ghost of yourself, and you have to go and revive yourself as well. This is very challenging and needlessly difficult, and it's just plain annoying and should be avoided at all costs.
Anyone consider the possibility that this stuff is toxic to our brains? It's good that my all-around badassery.
Vulture's Aid allows you to see interactable wall buys and perks through walls. The wall buys are the skull icon for some reason, but the perks are just the icon of itself. Also, it gives zombies new features to exploit, such as small money and ammo drops, as well as a stink rot zombie, where if you stand in its stench, all zombies will ignore you like it's The Walking Dead. Widow's Wine exchanges regular lethal grenades for webbed semtexes. This also means that when a player gets hit by a zombie, they explode the surrounding area with spiderwebs, ensnaring all zombies it hits. Each time that happens, a grenade is used. Pack-A-Punch. The Pack-A-Punch upgrades your guns. It makes them shoot rainbows. It increases your gun damage and gives you a sick camo and sometimes gun attachments. Der Wunderfizz. Similar to the mystery box, this Wonder Fizz allows you to gamble your points and get a random perk. Sometimes, like on the map Ascension in Black Ops 3, it allows you to receive perks that don't have a perk machine somewhere on the map. When you are buying your perks, choose wisely as to what you want, as there is what is known as the perk limit, meaning you can only have 4 perks naturally. There is a chance, depending on the map you're playing, that you can get a perk drop from doing a kind of challenge or by using Gobblegums. Usually players pick the 4 original perks only. Juggernog always comes first, then they choose between Speed Cola, Double Tap, Quick Revive, or something else depending on the game and the map. Those 4 perks enhance your regular attributes that you can use constantly. Still, be careful even when you do have perks, because once you go down, you will lose all of the perks you bought and will have to buy them again. However, I need to explain an extra feature about the Pack-A-Punch that I didn't mention. With most guns, you can do what is known as double packing, meaning if you already have a Pack-A-Punched gun, you can Pack-A-Punch it again and get something even more powerful. This has only existed after Black Ops 2, where it would replace your attachments on your gun or just change the reticle on your Galil. In Black Ops 3, in later games, you can receive a special attribute. This consists of Dead Wire, Fireworks, Thunderwall, Blast Furnace, and Turned. These are just special bullet effects that have a chance of occurring when you shoot a zombie. They are pretty self-explanatory, but in short, Dead Wire is a fan favorite and everybody loves it, so you should too. Are you ready to put your new equipment to use? On some maps there are special rounds that do not spawn in zombies, but rather something else. These special rounds will give you a max ammo for completing it, and these are typically easy rounds too, unless you like Ascension or 5. Most maps like Kino der Toten or Town will give you Hellhounds. These stupid dogs are easy as pie until they become a nuisance and start spamming during normal rounds. Kill them all and you will be rewarded a max ammo. On Ascension, you'll be tasked in killing space monkeys before they steal your perks. In Shadows of Evil, yellow parasites and red wraps meatball looking things will attack you. In Zetsumo no Shima, spiders will web up all your perks and unlocked doors, and shoot webs at you. In Gorakrovi, Valkyrie bots will fly around and zap at you. In Revelations, all of the above happens at once. On other maps, you'll be challenged by bigger mini-boss zombies like the Panzersoldat or the Margwa. They must be dealt with while fighting other zombies, but they have exploitable weaknesses. Shooting the Panzer in the head, or shooting the big yellow button on his chest will remove his head armor. Then just deal more damage to his head, and he will topple over and explode, rewarding you with a random power-up. However, Margwas have 3 heads and no buttons. Once you shoot one off, it becomes enraged and will start rushing after you. On maps like Mob of the Dead, you'll face Brutus the Warden. Just shoot him in the head. He goes down very easy. While playing Zetsubo no Shima, you'll encounter the Thrasher, which is a swamp tree looking thing that has orange spores on it. Shoot those to kill it very easily. Lastly, on Gorakrovi, you'll see Russian Manglers. Just shoot him in the head or even his left arm. Easy peasy. There are other enemies like the Ghosts in Buried and George in Call of the Dead, but those are avoidable and don't have events on a set round basis. Remember that though you can probably take the mini-boss enemies on your own, you do not have to, and having teammates there to help deal with them makes them go away much faster. In every map, there are weapons you can either craft or get from the mystery box that have extremely high damage. It's recommended that each player have at least one of these in their arsenal. To start the list, there's the ray gun. Everybody knows what the ray gun is. It was the most infamous weapon in all of Zombies history, until Treyarch screwed it over and made it worth nothing but a vegetable blender. The ray gun is essential for high rounding on Black Ops 1 and World at War maps, as it is one of the highest damaging weapons to have. However, it causes splash damage like an explosive weapon, but that also means it can harm you as well. The Wunderwaffe DG2 is another high-powered wonder weapon that shoots electricity and fries your horde. But with some versions of this weapon, if you end up chaining the electricity to yourself, it will temporarily take away your Juggernog perk. You really shouldn't need to worry about this though, as that only ever happened in World at War, I believe. The Thunder Gun is one of the favorites that really never got a nerf in any of the games that it's in. For some reason, it was replaced by its crappy little brother, the jet gun, in Black Ops 2. But in all other games, this thing will blow the zombies away. The only issue is that you do not earn points from it. The Ray Gun Mark II is a burst fire ray gun that pushes you back a little bit when you fire it. This is extremely powerful and more useful than the Mark I. The GKZs are essentially the third ray gun, but it is dual wielded and can literally shoot black holes, which can become even more powerful when you shoot the black holes again with the other counterpart. Monkey bombs aren't really a wonder weapon, but I consider them to be because of their intrinsic value. When thrown, it distracts all zombies in the area to an explosive demise, allowing extra time to grab a downed friend, hit the box, or get out of a bad situation. Gersh devices are a lot like monkey bombs, but they spawn a black hole and pull zombies from all over the map into itself. Nice.
Killing zombies is twice as fun now.
There are more wonder weapons out there, but none that are in any more than one map, such as QED's, Wave Gun, or the Blundergat, so I won't talk about them in this video. In maps like Origins, Drak, Zetsubo no Shima, and Dire Rise, there are craftable wonder weapons that usually help with completing the map's Easter egg. In Origins, there are 4 buildable staff weapons that can shoot fire, ice, wind, or electricity. They each take steps to unlock the parts to build them, but it's worth having the knowledge and know-how to get them. These staffs can carry you through any high round or Easter egg, as they are more powerful than anything else. Similar to Origins, Drak has 4 buildable bows that you can receive for doing a specific quest for each. The bows have 4 different elements like the staffs, but these are Storm, Wolves, Magma, and Void Energy. These are essential as well, and are very important to know how to get. In Zetsubo no Shima, there is the KT-4, a plant biomass weapon that splatters zombies with ease. This is fun to use, but hard to know how to craft. But even then, after crafting the KT-4, you'll have to get even more parts to upgrade it. This can take a lot of time, and can end a lot of Easter egg runs. This is literally the better version of what the Sliquifier was from Black Ops 2, which makes zombies slip and slide to their death. Shadows of Evil has the Marastagwa, or the Apothicon Servant. By killing the Margwa mini-boss and taking its heart, and a tentacle from the plant pods, and taking xenomatter from the special parasite in meatballs, you can smash their bodily components together and anally fist a special little squid guy that shoots black holes. Thanks, Treyarch. In remembrance of the great wise words of world-renowned Tom Syndicate, everyone has come to know that running circles around a zombie horde is called a rape train. In the later rounds of the game, almost every zombie will be running or sprinting at you, meaning you're going to have to think fast and make quick decisions. At this point, it's better that you don't stop moving until the round is over. If you're new to the zombies experience, you probably just see a zombie and shoot it, full ADS, not worrying about a thing that's behind you. This is not good for you, and will get you to down easily if you stop and stare at one zombie while the other 27 are running at you. So, instead of shooting it right away, unless you're confident you can kill it in less than a second, find an open space that you can consistently run around in circles without getting claustrophobic. Gather up as many zombies as you can, and when you think you've caught them all, fire away at them. This is called training, the greatest thing the zombies community has figured out. Not only is it actually much safer, but it's ammo efficient, and since your bullets pierce through other zombies, you can easily rack up points this way. Cold War took this away from us. But not only can you run endless circles around your favorite area, but you can also zigzag to condense the horde, or run a figure 8 to centralize the horde in your area. Really, the zombies are not that fast. In fact, they are slower than your walking speed. You can literally just walk away from them. Practice this as much as possible, because you will use it in every map except for Shangri-La. When you are learning how to train in an area, pay attention to where the zombies are spawning from. Zombies can spawn from these barriers here. Zombies can also tear down these barriers, but you can rebuild them. Each board that you put on a barrier rewards you with 10 points. On some maps, zombies can also spawn from the ground. Mostly all maps have these traps that can really help the player out, dealing infinite damage to zombies. Be cautious though, as these also damage you, and can instantly down you if you don't have Juggernog.
It don't go down.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh!
Since Black Ops 2, buildables have been a staple of the zombies gameplay. However, only a few have ever been seen in more than one map, like the zombie shield or the turbine. Anything like the head chopper or the mower turret won't be covered here. Right now I also don't see it as necessary to talk about the trample steam. Sorry. Throughout Black Ops 2 and sometimes in Black Ops 3, you need to build the power by collecting a hand, the lever, and a covering. You can build the power. Who knows why you need the hand, but in transit, this is the only way to obtain power. In most other maps, you can just find the switch and turn it on, without having to craft it. From a floor fan, a mannequin, and whatever the hell this is, you can make a turbine, and power things that aren't connected to the main power around the map. Or if you don't have the power turned on at all, this will power it. Unfortunately, you need to keep it there forever to keep it powered, and zombies will attempt to destroy it. The Zombie Riot Shield. Finding particular parts, which are different in every game and just about every map, will allow you to put a shield on your back protecting you. This is, without argument, the best buildable possible, and you should always know how to build it and where to find its parts. In the bottom left of your screen, where it shows your equipments, you can see a status bar that tells you how much durability is left on your shield. When it is depleted, your shield will break, and when that happens, you can go and pick up a new one. The Ragnarok DG4s. Technically, another buildable wonder weapon that sits in your equipment slot and can slam down on enemies and create an electric trap which can help you revive your friends. There are other equipments like the Annihilator and the Sword from the Shadows of Evil, but they are obtained by other means. After you use either of these, they will need to be recharged. They can receive energy when you kill zombies and greatly replenish when you kill a mini-boss like a Margwa or a Panzer. In just about every map there is a secret Easter egg that takes a number of complicated steps to complete. Essentially, you need to get the summoning key and perform 4 rituals around the map to unlock the Pack-a-Punch and 4 more rituals where you find 3 symbols around the map to upgrade your egg and your sword, and then upgrade that sword with 4 more rituals. Got it? For real though, each map has an Easter egg that can either be really fun or incredibly frustrating to beat. They are intricate and sometimes on a timed clock, so things need to be done in a certain time or at least before the game gets too hard. If you would like to learn how to do these Easter eggs, please go watch these channels as they are literally the best for learning how to do these sort of things. If you're still learning the basics, you do not need to learn how to do an Easter egg unless you are super determined or confident that you can. Start small and learn how to survive first. Luckily, most Easter eggs have some simple and easy steps that you can start to learn. There are some easy steps like soul boxes. These soul boxes are things like, well, it's a box that eats souls, or it's something similar to the Wallhounds in Mob of the Dead, or a dragon in Der Eisendrache. They need you to kill zombies nearby them to feed them. Soul boxes have no cooldown, but for some stupid awful reason, you have to kill the zombies intermittently to feed the dragon and the Wallhound. Essentially, just wait for their eating animation to finish and kill another zombie. Not every map starts with the Pack-a-Punch readily accessible. In pretty much every map since Origins, or like the Giant, there are extra steps to opening the Pack-a-Punch. In Shadows of Evil, you have to perform the 4 rituals in each district of the map. Do those and you can do the final ritual underneath the map and finally unlock the Pack-a-Punch. In Origins, you must turn on all 6 generators around the map and keep them safe from these Agarthan zombies. In Zetsubou no Shima, you must get a water bucket and fill up 2 generators in each facility, then open the bunker and go to the back side of it. By the back side of the bunker, you can find 3 different pathways that each leads you to 3 different parts which you can bring back into the Pack-a-Punch room to drain the water to unlock the door. In Mob of the Dead, the prisoners need to build the plane and fly to the Golden Gate Bridge and survive there.
I need a medic bag! I'm dying!
In Black Ops 3, there is a new system called Gobblegums. You can use them for various different things, different abilities, get perks, or automatically spawn pickups, and upgrades. Whenever you start playing Black Ops 3, you already have the classic Gobblegums unlocked like the ones on screen here. But in order to get Mega Gobblegums, you will need to have Liquid Divinium, which you can earn by playing the game. You can earn Liquid Divinium by opening doors, buying perks, buying wall buys, and literally doing anything to spend your points. Once your game is over, you can head to Dr. Monty's laboratory and spend that Liquid Divinium to get Gobblegums. By spending your Liquid Divinium, you can earn what is known as Mega Gobblegums. These are quantified and can run out. On maps like the Giant, you can farm these by purchasing wall weapons over and over, by opening the box as many times as possible, as well as rolling for Gobblegums. You can have 5 Gobblegums in your pack at once, and you must use at least 1 of each before you see a gum you've already received again. The first spin each round on the Gobblegum machine is free. Afterwards, the price will drastically increase and will also become even more expensive the higher your round. There are different types of Gobblegums. Each of them are either blue, green, purple, or orange. Orange Gobblegums are activated when you interact with certain things, like perks or wall buys. Blue Gobblegums are activated as soon as you pick them up and are round-based, meaning they will be expended as rounds end. Purple Gobblegums are activated on press, meaning only when you want them to be. And finally, green Gobblegums are activated immediately and last for a specified amount of time. Lastly, you can access Newton's cookbook, which allows you to distill lesser Gobblegums into greater Gobblegums. So if you're looking for a faster way to apply what you've learned, and you don't really know where to start, please dear God, do not start with large maps like Shadows of Evil or Origins. Start small on maps like The Giant, Kino der Toten, Town, Shino Numa, or Ascension. These maps can test your skills, but they will help you to learn how to train, and gives you room to experiment with things without getting overwhelmed. Once you feel confident that you understand the mechanics mentioned in this video, go ahead and start doing the bigger maps and learning their layout. Getting comfortable and remembering where things are and what they do are essential to surviving any apocalypse. When you have the time, get used to surviving by yourself in solo games. Knowing how to pull your own weight can greatly help your teammates. Start up a game and see how far you can go. Start experimenting with what perks you like, guns you like, and where you like to camp out or train. Start using Gobblegums and find out what they do and how they can help you. Some Gobblegums like Arms Race and Coagulant only really help when you're playing in multiplayer, so don't worry too much about them and truthfully replace them if you can. Once you've played your first few games and have a bit more experience, the learning curve isn't as steep as it once seemed, and you'll be able to make it into the higher rounds in no time. Just keep practicing and have faith in yourself, or it'll be really hard to accomplish anything at all. If you're able to make it to the end of this video, I am very, very grateful for you. This video took a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I really hope that it helped you and that it gave you what you needed to know to become a literal zombies pro expert. If you like my content, I'll be uploading more guides in the future for Black Ops 3 and other games as well. Thank you very much again, and enjoy the rest of your day.